Yeah, actually, you can. Or I think you can do time, right?
I don't know. Hi, everybody. We're talking about YouTube and
Talking about YouTube.
posting videos out and doing that kind of stuff. So
Can't talk about YouTube on
he
Facebook.
thinks he knows technology.
Oh, no, I didn't. I never said, I know I don't know it.
He boosts the video on YouTube and it's done from 10 to 10:01. That's what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah. No, well, I forgot to turn it off. I use them right now, and so that's good.
Recording, I don't know. That's weird. We're going to have to... Anybody tech guru? Hi, Jessica. Can you hear us now, Jessica?
All right. Well, let's go with the show anyway, because I'm sure it
Morning.
is recording. Jessica, can you hear us? Can you give us a thumbs up if she's got some low connection warning on the screen? That's why we're asking.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, you guys are freezing up.
Yeah, that's what we were wondering.
Yeah. I'm very cold.
So you can hear us now? Okay, good.
All right. Well, today we got 5 tips for recommending home inspectors. Speaking of, we got Laura James right there.
Hey, Laura. How are ya?
Awesome. Okay, good. This is going to be slightly awkward then. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so we're going to go into our 5 tips for recommending a home inspector to your buyers, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You can also get, for a seller, you can also get a home pre-inspected.
Yes.
Is it really called a pre-inspection? Because it really is an inspection. Hey, Super C. That's Colleen, the best.
I know. She is the best. But yes, I think you call it a pre-inspection, right?
I guess so, but it really is an inspection, isn't that?
Okay.
It's really a pre-sale
potato.
It's potato, but whatever. Okay, so our number 5 tip is going to be, you got to pick someone who's knowledgeable. Back about 10 years ago, you did not have to be licensed to be a home inspector, but now you do, so that's good. So I think we have that going for us now.
Yeah, I think that verbiage change is written in the purchase agreement now this year, which is great, saying that the inspector does have to be licensed for the home inspection, so that's nice. What's that say?
She said a pre-listing inspection. Sorry,
See?
today apparently we are interacting with our comments today, so that's fun anyway. Though.
Right.
I like doing
Hi, Taryn.
All right, so, well, actually, I think it was years ago where the home inspectors had to be licensed to be able to perform a home inspection.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, too. For a newer agent out there, if you're unaware of this, if they're a contractor, or if they're not a contractor, let's say they don't hold any professional license, let's say they're very handy, they know about homes, they cannot perform the home inspection for your buyer. They cannot do that.
No.
Nope.
Yeah, so if your buyer wants someone to come in like that, that's great, but you can't ask for any repairs based on that report.
That's right, so don't do it. Don't do it. All right, our number 4 tip is you want to find someone who is very, what's that?
Professional.
Professionalism. I was trying to think of something funny, I was blanking.
Yeah.
I was blanking, sorry guys. Professionalism. How they communicate with the customer. Sometimes it's tough when you have an alarmist home inspector, which honestly I can't think of one right now, but if you have someone who's an alarmist, like I had this one time, I'm showing a house and there was a crack outside, it was a brick house, and the home inspector looked at it, he said, I would never buy this house. And I was like, what? Like, that's not your job, your job, it's like you go to your doctor and your doctor looks you over and he's like, I don't know what you're gonna do with that body. Like really, Tom? Like let's fix it. Let's work on it. What do I gotta do? I gotta exercise. I eat some vegetables. What's going on here?
Avocados and bananas every day for breakfast and lunch.
That sounds delicious.
Oh.
Sounds delicious.
But yes, professionalism. I think that's a big thing. Like you want the inspector to walk that fine line of making sure that the house is good for the buyer, but that they're not harping on maintenance items, right? And saying, I wouldn't buy this house because you gotta, fill the gaps in the siding on the outside, or something like that. You want the buyer to walk away feeling like the inspector was knowledgeable and they have a good idea of whether the house is a go or not.
Yeah, definitely. We're gonna go right into our number 3 tip, which is reports. The old days inspectors, I love how I get to talk about the old days all the time. In the old days, back when
That's because you have like a 4-digit number, that's why.
Oh. back when we were selling our caves, we would draw in charcoal on the wall of the cave,
Walk to school.
how many
with no shoes.
how many pelts that we wanted to sell the property, or whatever. But anyway, so
was funny.
a lot of old school inspectors, as much as they had great experience, great knowledge, all those kind of great things, but they would handwrite the reports, and it would take a long time, and sometimes it'd be difficult to read, and they wouldn't incorporate carbon copies. Oh, goodness gracious. That's like our contracts back in 2002. The goldenrod copy went to the seller.
Oh my God, it was goldenrod, wasn't it?
It's that right on the bottom.
Hysterical. Oh.
Okay.
Anyway.
Digital reports.
Yes, definitely digital reports and lots of pictures. It helps a lot when the inspector does lots of pictures. So they should have a picture in every section. If there's something wrong with it, they should take a picture of it. I love the inspectors that have a little arrow that points to exactly what they were talking about. The inspectors that do detailed reports that actually write like, hey, there's no flashing on this roof, have a contractor repair it. So I can just copy and paste into my inspection report. Those are the best reports ever, seriously.
Yeah, because really what you have to be cautious of too as a real estate agent, once you get that report and you're working with your client on what you'd like them to ask the seller, you have to be really careful that you don't misinterpret something. Yes. Or that you don't misrepresent exactly what the expectation of the client was, because then that's on you.
And the thing, it's hard because you're not a contractor. I tell my team this all the time. You're not a contractor. You have to go by what the inspector says. So if you don't understand what the inspector says, that's the big thing, is clarity in your reports. Yes, if you don't understand it, you need to call. And when you're a new agent, that's tough sometimes because you may not understand over half the report and understand why it's important. And so the inspectors that have red type for super bad stuff, blue type for stuff that really kind of needs to be fixed, and then black for all the rest, we love you. That's all I have to say, because it makes it super easy.
She loves you. I like you a lot.
It makes it super easy to read the report and do your inspection, because I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to tell you, inspection response is one of the most non-favorite things that I have to do with my job.
Yeah, I think it is one of the most complicated things where most agents, especially newer agents, are just, that's where we are prone to the most problems, is the way we handle the inspection.
Yep.
And what I always tell my seller or my buyer is, hey, look, we have to tell the seller exactly what you expect done. If it just says, I don't like when I get an inspection response back and it says like roof, leaking roof. Don't tell me what's wrong with it. I can read the inspection. Right. Tell me what your buyer wants done with it. You know? So I always tell my buyers, listen, the seller's only going to do exactly what we ask them to do, and we're going to ask them exactly how you want it. If you want things like receipts and invoices for stuff, if you represent the buyer, if you want all that stuff, you need to ask for that. It needs to be in writing. If you want it done by licensed electricians to do this, you better have that in your verbiage, so it's very clear exactly what needs to happen.
But it all starts with a good report from your inspector.
But it all starts with a good report.
Yes, because he kind of went on some rabbit hole there. But it's the report from the inspector that's the good basis. Because if you have the inspector that wrote it out basically good for you, then you don't have to worry about interpreting what the inspector said and stuff, right? So
That's true. Okay. Second thing, and these are not necessarily in any particular order, but experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
An experienced inspector means a lot. I mean, that means they've seen a whole slew of things. Just like we do as realtors, the longer you're in this business, nothing will surprise you. I don't know if you guys saw that horse video that I posted with the horse in the basement. I'm laughing because at this point, it would not surprise me if I got a call from one of my houses that said, there's a horse in the basement. So the more experience you have, the more things that you see. You
are sassy today. That's what Jessica said. She yelled at me for 4 minutes just in there. She was like, you better not,
I
whatever.
did, basically, yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. I can handle it.
Do you have anything else to say about experience? Or?
Experience. Well, no, I think experience will help his professionalism or her professionalism, however they handle that inspection. If there's a crack in the basement, that's maybe not a big deal or something, but if the inspector looks at it, it's like, whoa, that's probably nothing, but so. But if they have experience, hey, look, this is not a problem. They're going to chip some of that out. There's hydraulic cement that they can put in there. It's going to totally seal it. You're going to be fine. Like that experience will convey the confidence too when they explain that to the customer. So I think that's very important.
Yep.
Very important. Let's go to number one.
What's the number one thing?
Let's tell them what number one. What do you think? Are you ready to tell them?
Yes, because we were talking about this, trying to rank these, and it was actually kind of hard. I think reputation is number one, right? So if the home inspector has a good reputation with other realtors, that likely means they're a good inspector. You know, if you ever hear somebody say, "Oh, I had a really bad inspection with so and so," you are literally going to take that person off your mental list because you don't want your paycheck to be affected by a poor home inspector.
Yeah, we're not necessarily talking about like the high school, the coolest home inspector. Like, oh, that was the coolest person, the coolest home inspector. No, the reputation, and that encompasses a lot of those things. That's why we had a hard time, deciding which one's going to be number 1 through number 5, so whatever. But yeah, reputation, usually other realtors. We always know bad names travel very quickly, but thankfully I can't think of a bad home inspector out there right now. Like most of them are all doing pretty good things. I don't know. So I think that's really good. We had one on our show a while ago they're fantastic. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
Right, Laura?
Wink, wink.
But there's many good home inspectors right now. So other than that, I think that's about it. Got any questions for us?
You're supposed to do the funny quip at the end, and you're really kind of failing today. Like, I don't know what
a funny quip at the end.
You're normally like, "Oh, we'll see you later." Like, I don't know, something.
All right, well, let's let everyone get back to work then,
Oh,
right?
Gosh. What a boring Friday.
We just talked about professionalism for like 8 minutes, right? All right, let's be professional.
It doesn't mean you can't be professional, but fun.
What?
Like, where's your fun today? Is there a button
fun.
back here? Ding.
Ow.
Fun. I turned it on now, guys. Jeez.
Don't touch me.
Still nothing, huh? Okay.
No, I got nothing.
All right, guys. Well,
My face is turning red.
I love making his face turn red.
Yeah.
Well, we will see you next week then. If you guys have ideas for the show, anything you'd like to hear about, please comment below. And as always, please like and share. We love you guys. Thank you so much for watching every week.
Yeah, and thank you guys. Yeah, thanks. You know what? This was a weird week because I feel like I got the most compliments on our show over the last week from I was at just a mortgage broker event, and I was at another event 2 nights ago. Like it was really crazy. So thank you, everyone. Nicole keeps wanting to stop doing this, but I keep telling her that it's a lot of fun. So
not true.
That's not true.
Yeah.
All right.
We had the flu last week. Our family did. That's why you got to record a video.
Nicole's never been sick, but she has allergies every week. Like, oh God, I can feel the flu on my face right now. I can feel the flu.
Don't worry, it's right there.
All right, guys, I got to go get some Germex, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.